always something we need. It's a leap of faith, a step away from the comfort zone and be a little brave. So take a look around you. How far can you see? How far do you think you can run, standing on your knees? It's a beautiful world out there, just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. It can be a bit frightening, it's something you don't know. You need a little enlightening, it'll make you grow. It's a beautiful world out there, just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. Oh, it's a beautiful world out there, just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. Oh, if you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there.
Right, we are back from the beach. It was nice, actually. It's beautiful weather and very, very windy. We had a little walk around the rock gardens and saw all the crazy damage left over from Storm Arwen. There's been a lot going on in like the Facebook group for our local area and stuff like that, and saying, why have the trees not been sorted? But you know, the councils are doing their best. There was so much storm damage that they can't get everything sorted at once. So all of the little local bits of woodlands and stuff are on the list, and they are having progress done to repair them and to deal with all the damage. But yeah, it's taking time. But yeah, it was gorgeous on the beach, high tide, so not masses of room to wander, but it was nice, and we picked up a few little sea glass treasures and things like that. The boys are now having a hot chocolate to warm up. I'm having one too, because why not? And I thought I would finally share those socks that I was talking about. I have a basket here, which when I reorganised my shelves, I reorganised this basket slightly. And the plan is for this to become a bit of a samples basket when I'm making little kind of samples and swatches and stuff like that. These two bags aren't that. First of all, I finished, which you'll discover on the podcast on Monday, so I won't show in too much detail now. I finished my Christmas Eve cast on socks. So that's quite exciting, but I haven't yet sorted the bag out. Does it take anyone else ages to sort bags out when they've finished things? Like the needles and the yarn left over are just sitting in this bag, and I need to do something with it. I need to sort it out, but I haven't yet. And to be fair, I probably won't until after the podcast. And then with my Yuletide socks, I got to the point of being ready to put a heel in. So what I did the other day, when I got to the point of loads of socks the other day where they needed to put the heels in, but I wasn't in the mood for doing any heels. So I've got them all ready. So the yarn is ready to go. I've done the first row, and I'm just ready to put the heel in. So the yarn is ready. I just need to pick it up and go. So that's one sock that I need to put the heel in. And then I discovered this bag of socks that I'd forgotten about, that I kind of stopped working on over Christmas and over Advent, which is living in here. So I had this bag. I can't show you the rest of the things in the basket because I've crocheted up samples. I've crocheted up squares of the minis from the Middle Earth Minis Club. And I've also got caked up a 70 gram sock set of the Beatrix Potter Club because I want to make myself shorty socks with them throughout the year. So they're all ready to go, but I can't show you those yet because they've only just gone out. Although I know some of you have been receiving yours in the last couple of days. Right, yeah, so this bag, I've discovered it's now got, I think, about 4 pairs of socks in. So let's just empty it out and see what we find. So first of all, it's got the socks that I was working on for Tom out of the colour of the month, which I've now got all tangled around other needles. So here we go. So this is the colour of the month for January yarn. I'll show you that side, it'll be easier to show you. There we go. This is the colour of the month yarn for January, and I've knit the leg. I've done 70 rounds for the leg, which I think should be long enough for Tom, and I'm doing 72 stitches, so hopefully they should be fine for him. And again, it's ready for a heel, so I've popped the first row of the contrast colour that I'm using for the heel in, and then I just need to pick this up and get the heel done. This yarn is in the shop now, by the way, in case you've not got the gist of that this week. I also found my sample that I'd started for the poinsettia colourway, which will be in the shop next weekend, next Friday, hopefully. So yeah, I started that little sample. I don't quite know, it was obviously on the needles for a while, and I've got a little bit of a funny section where it's been held on the needles for a little bit long. And I think I'm going to go for slightly shorter socks for these ones, because I've only kept a 70-gram sock set. And I'm hoping that I'll have enough left over to knit a pair of shorter socks for me, and then have enough left over to just do at least kind of one colour repeat swatch, so that I can actually wear the socks rather than keeping them as samples. And again, this is ready for a heel. So again, I've put the contrast yarn across ready to put the heel in, and the contrast for this one is that dark green that matches the green in the stripe, so they're ready for a heel as well. So that's 3 pairs of socks all ready for a heel. And then I also found, this isn't a sample, but I also found this pair of socks. This is the Toss a Coin to Your Witcher colourway from Debbie at Down Sheepy Lane, and if you'll remember, I knit the first sock, and then I've still yet to cast on the second sock. So at some point that definitely needs a second sock cast on, and I've got the contrast there as well for those. And then the final one that is a sample is my Woodlands colourway. This was the Woodlands sock set. And again, I've knit a single sock, and then I've not cast on the second sock. So I've got the yarn and the contrast there ready to go to cast on the second sock. So, I mean, these, although I've called them a sample, I think I'm probably going to end up wearing them, because what I tend to do with my socks is I'll knit them throughout the year, and I'll pop them all in a box, and then I'll get them all out of the box in December and gift myself a whole host of new socks. So actually, samples like this one, where I released this colourway last year in the autumn, and I'll probably, if I've got leftovers, if I've got some, I might take it to shows and things like that. But I'm probably, by next December, the colourway will probably be on the edge of retiring, so I can wear the sample. And as long as I've got photographs done of the sample, then it's fine for kind of the website and social media anyway. But yeah, there we go. So we've got lots of socks. There's that pair, that pair, that pair, that pair, and that pair, Yuletide socks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of socks that either need heels or are ready for second socks. And I need to get on with them, don't I? I think my plan today is we're having a quiet afternoon. Tom is doing a bit of work in the front garden. He wants to make a flower bed. He's got all kinds of plans for the garden. We'll share more. I'll share more of that in vlogs as we go into the spring and summer, and it gets more interesting rather than at the moment where he's just digging up stones. And the kids are having a bit of a quiet afternoon. We've got a quiet day. They've got a busy day tomorrow. They've both got swimming, and they've both got birthday parties to go to. So a quiet day today is not a bad thing. I'm going to do some sock knitting. I'm going to get some heels put into socks and drink my hot chocolate.